Hey everyone, Aaron here from Ultra C Hobbies. We're here with a little bit different unboxing than we normally do. We do lots of Traxxas on this channel, as everyone knows. We have great news. Our supplier out in BC that we get all of this awesome Traxxas product, high performance distributors, is now carrying Losi, Arma, and anything else Horizon. So ProBoat, ProLine, aka Axial, all of the good proprietary brands we can now get within Canada in a couple days. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. We got the brand new Losi NASCARs, the 2025 editions. We're gonna be unboxing the DeWalt car. For anyone that's into NASCAR, as you know we are, this is C. Bell, and it's Toyota, it's 20. This is actually my number for full-size race cars as well. So pretty excited to get a 20 car. It's even a Toyota, so can't complain. Cool little sleeve that comes with it. Shows you all about the car, what's included, and a nice little graphic of it on the track. But nobody cares about that. Let's just open it up and see what is inside. So these are going to be a full RTR. So that is everything included, which is always nice to see. No need to buy anything else with it, which is always cool. Let's see if we can get this one open. Bum, bada, bum, and there it is. Don't need that no more. So that is the new NASCAR. We might have to get a side cutter out and cut some zip ties here to get this bad boy out of the box. Let's see what we got here. Really, really nice body. Yep, we're gonna need side cutters. Okay, scratch that. Let's get some side cutters. Okay, we cut everything out. Losi definitely does a good job packing this stuff in and making sure it doesn't move. There's a whole bunch of zip ties. So let's start with the boring stuff first. So you get 4 AA batteries for your transmitter. You're gonna get a basic USB-C Spectrum smart charger. So these chargers are going to do input output 1.5 amps max output. So as long as you have an adapter, the battery included is a 1400 milliamps. So realistically, you should be able to charge this at full 1.5 amps in under an hour. You should be able to produce about 1500 milliamps per hour. You're going to get a essentially instruction manual, quick start guide, and it's going to come in Horizon hobby fashion in a multitude of different languages. So it's a one language fits all, and there's going to be a quick start guide. So quick start guide, there's going to be some part numbers, and then they also include some extra hop-up parts. So you get a whole bunch of different stuff here. Kind of nice to see some of the optional parts and pieces, different bodies, different stuff like that. And then I just dropped another one. They've stacked a lot of stuff in there. Some extra smart stuff. So pretty neat. Gonna get a Losi sticker. And for all the people that complain about this, it is pre-cut. So you don't gotta cut it yourself. Even better. And you're also gonna get a basic line plug. So it just jumps the signal and the negative to link a radio. So this is going to come with an SLT2 transmitter. So just a super, super basic Spectrum. You're gonna get your steering and your throttle. So you're gonna get steering rate and steering trim. That's all you're gonna get. So it's essentially a dual rate. You can increase or decrease the overall throw. It's gonna be an even thing left to right, so it's not gonna be a singular endpoint. Super, super basic. On the back side, you have steering reverse, so that toggle switch there. And then you're also get a 50, 75, or 100% toggle switch. So if this is too fast, you can actually knock the throttle down to 75 and or 50%. Obviously 4 AA's in the bottom latch, and your on-off button is actually up top. So a little bit different than what we're used to seeing on any other Traxxas transmitter. But getting into the car, I mean, these things look sweet. They look so much like the next gen car. Love them or hate them. I know a lot of people talk that they don't like the next gen car, which on track, real life, questionable racing. But these new Losi NASCARs are super, super, super cool. So this is a 1/12 scale, 4-wheel drive electric car. Obviously you're getting the licensed trademark bodies. So these are gonna be available in what, 6 different schemes? 7 different schemes. You get Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, obviously. You're gonna get William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott. So that's 7. They're gonna, like I said, include everything you need. So you're getting a Spectrum smart battery in here. This is gonna be a new G2. This is a 1400 milliamp G2 2S LiPo 30C hard case, which is nice, and they're going to include the IC2 connector. Inside here, you're going to get the Losi motor. So this is a specific NASCAR motor, they say. It's a 28 turn 380 can size. And the only difference between this and the Grom is going to be the bullets. So instead of going right into the speed control, they actually have a little bit longer lead for the bullet. It's the same turn count. If you're doing Losi Spec racing, I would highly recommend to buy that motor so you don't get DQ'd if you're going to be running a Spec tire or Spec car class. It's going to come with a 2-in-1 ESC/receiver unit. So it's going to be super basic that way. If you want, you can bind another Spectrum radio that can run the SLT. So some of the new Spectrum radios totally can do that. So just verify that your radio can bind to that 2-in-1 ESM. This is going to come with an SX110 steering servo, which is a metal gear, and it comes with a pre-mounted fan. So kind of not bad. You're going to get a basic servo saver right on the servo itself. And then you're going to get solid upper and lower control arms, so non-adjustable, and non-adjustable plastic tie rods with that as well. So like I said, this is 4-wheel drive, so rear motor or mid motor mounted with a center shaft. These are going to come with oil-filled shocks, and they are adjustable, which is kind of neat. You get the threaded collars. Sure, they're plastic on plastic on plastic, but it's better than preload clips. I think we can all agree with that. Going to get some licensed Goodyear tires with the new single lug nut spoked wheel that the new cars are running. And then you're going to get some sweet aero on the bottom. So flat pan chassis, and then you're going to get the diffuser and the big front splitter to kind of make this look right. So a lot of these parts are going to be similar to the Groms and things like that. There's a lot of shared parts with that. Chassis, center drive shaft, and cover are all going to be specific to this, but some of the axle pieces and diff pieces are all ARMA part numbers from the kind of searching that we did before making this video. One thing that we're quite used to seeing on Traxxas trucks that this does not include, we still rock body clips. These ones are black, so they might be a little bit trickier to find, but on this black and yellow body, you really don't see them all that much. So it doesn't look too terrible, but I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't look really darn good. So the purpose of us unboxing one of these also is to kind of work with the Saskatoon for on-road, so SARCAR. We just had Danny on the last video unboxing the Team Associated TC8. So we're working on making a Spec class to run these on a road course configuration. So we're making left and right turns. I know it's not normal, but that's what we're gonna do with them. And the goal is to have an entry-level class that you can buy one of these, throw it down on the track with marginal shock tuning to get your ride heights and get the car to where you want it and make it simple. So that's the goal. So we're gonna mount a transponder in here. We're gonna show you how we're gonna mount our transponder, and we're gonna talk about possibly wiring the fan directly to a balanced lead. So another thing we were talking about, just to make it a little bit easier for everyone that doesn't have Spectrum smart chargers, is Gens Ace does have a specific Grom battery. So this is a 1700 mAh 2S LiPo 35C. This is gonna come with an EC2. So everyone always asks me, what's the difference between EC and IC? So the IC batteries have this data pin down the middle and this gray wire, where the ECs do not, which makes it really, really easy because you get a standard XH balanced lead. So now you can essentially build an adapter if you have an XT60 in to your charger, or you have bullet in, like 4mm bullets or bananas, you can make adapters. So we're probably gonna toss one of these in and then use and leverage this balanced lead to wire our fan just to make it spin a little bit faster. Some of the cars already down there are having some marginal kind of overheating issues. So something that maybe if we can spin the fan a little bit higher, if it takes it, that might last a little bit longer, but we'll test that out. So let's get right into mounting a transponder in your Losi NASCAR. Here is our Losi NASCAR. It's currently at the workbench at home, and there's a nitro engine to the right there and a rear diff for an 8-scale buggy to the left. We are here putting our transponder in. So you have our transponder mounted with double-sided tape right on the front brace there. And underneath the battery plug, I leveraged the channel there to run the wire. And then the rest of the wire is just down tucked beside the 2-in-1. So the nice part is the wires can still clip in there, no problem. the factory configuration has the fan mounted right there into the ESM. So what we're going to do here is I already have my transponder plugged into our Power HD Y harness there. So it routes beside the ESM and then right in front of it and right behind the servo. So we're just going to unplug the fan. We're going to plug the fan now into the power for the Y harness right there. And that plug is going to plug in. So essentially what we're going to do is we are going to take one power and feed it to two different outputs. So one output being the transponder, one output being the factory fan. I was going to show you how to run it off the battery with a essentially extension for a balance lead, but I didn't have enough connectors to do that. So hopefully in the next video we can do that. But we're getting ready. Tomorrow is the day we take it to the track with SARCAR and go have some fun. So we'll show you some up close once everything's mounted so you can see it. So we have our finalized transponder mount. Everything is routed and tidied up. So I did shorten the wires on this Y harness by quite a substantial amount. Usually they're about 7 or 8 inches long. So we did shorten it down. So essentially the transponder is underneath this top one, which is now the fan. So it just lays on top of the transponder. And then we still could tuck the servo wires down in there nice and tidy like. Excuse the marginal heated up wire. We only had a butane. We didn't have a heat gun to melt the heat shrink and it got a little toasty, but that is it. Just like that. So all ready to rip tomorrow. We're at SARCAR. Got the Losi NASCARs. Gonna go for battle. Like I said, this is gonna be a left and a right track. So it's gonna be a little bit different than just an oval. Let's put some right. We're back home. What a good day of racing. It was a fun day. Thank you to SARCAR. Thank you to Mitch, Eric, and Gary for all picking up one of these new Losi NASCARs. They were a hoot. They were so much fun on the carpet track. We're planning on kind of working together and building maybe a Spec tire series or just a Spec car series in general, like box stock, throw it on the ground, away you go. Yeah, it was a whole heck of a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed all of the essentially running video and all that stuff. I can say after 25 minutes of really hard bashing, the only thing we were talking about maybe increasing was the fan, because the stock fan, I think it's like whisper mode, like it's super quiet, but it also doesn't spin much. It also doesn't let a whole bunch of air get through to the motor. So we're probably going to allow maybe like a 30 by 30 brushless fan or something like that, just to help that motor keep cool and hopefully last a little bit longer because it's not boiling over. So thank you everyone so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and throw down in the comments what your favorite driver out of the 2025 Losi lineup is. So thank you everyone so much for watching. We really do appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.